Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, everybody. Aujourd'hui, je suis accompagné de Joanne Meunier, qui est notre directrice exécutive du Parti populaire du Canada. I'm with Joanne Meunier. She's the executive director of the People's Party of Canada. On a accompli beaucoup de choses depuis la création du parti, depuis le 14 septembre dernier. On a maintenant plus de 36 000 membres partout à travers le pays. De septembre à décembre, comme vous le savez, on a créé 338 associations de comtés intérimaires. From last September to December, we've created 338 interim riding associations. Et le 18 janvier 2019, nous avons eu une très bonne nouvelle d'Élections Canada. Nous avons été officiellement approuvés et enregistrés avec Élections Canada. We have presented 3 candidates at the last federal by-election, and Jennifer Clark is our candidate for the by-election in Nanaimo, Ladysmith, to be held on May 6th. We raised more than $1,300,000 since the creation of the party, and today we launched the process for the selection of candidates. We will be ready. Yes, we will be ready with 338 candidates for the general election. On va être prêt avec 338 candidats dans tous les comtés au Canada pour l'élection générale. Maintenant, je vais laisser la parole à Mme Meunier, qui est notre directrice générale du parti.
Merci, Maxime. Good morning. Bonjour. As Maxime mentioned, we have been working really hard at the People's Party of Canada to be ready for the next elections. So post-by-election, we really put a lot of energy in building our infrastructure. We have developed tools and systems for both headquarters and people on the ground across this country. So we have moved from mobilizing hundreds of and thousands of volunteers across the country to actually putting things into action. We have built a number of electronic systems to simplify, expedite, and safeguard data in our offices. We have put a lot of focus on training folks on the ground and in developing a robust communication strategy. Nous avons déployé un guide d'information pour chacune de nos associations de circonscription qui leur explique comment gérer les associations, les processus de mise en candidature, comment gérer les finances et aussi le comportement sur les médias sociaux. We have had, as you know, unprecedented levels of scrutiny from the public and from the media in that regard. Social media is a tool that we want them to use to spread the party's message. Nous avons également entamé le processus d'enregistrement pour chacune de nos associations de circonscription. À ce jour, nous avons 242 demandes d'enregistrement déposées à Élections Canada. Il y en a 121 d'affichés sur leur site en date d'hier et 121 qui sont couramment en train d'être traitées. We have registered. We have 242 applications that were submitted to Elections Canada, with 121 posted on the Elections Canada website that are actually officially registered, and 121 that are currently being processed by Elections Canada. We have 19 that are currently being vetted by the headquarters office, and the remaining 77 are actually in the application process. We are holding forums across the country to assist people on the ground, our volunteers, through the application process. Aujourd'hui, nous avons le lancement du processus de sélection de nos candidats. Vendredi dernier, nous avons envoyé des instructions à toutes nos associations également un nombre d'outils pour qu'ils puissent utiliser pour ce processus. Le processus va se dérouler en 3 étapes. Le recrutement des candidats, qui inclut le dépôt de la demande de nos candidats et la validation des candidats. Ensuite, on continue avec la course à l'investiture qui se termine avec le rapport à Élections Canada. Today, we launch our candidate selection process. As of 7 a.m. this morning, we have launched an online application process for candidates who want to be part of this party. This will be open until 7 p.m. Tuesday, April 23rd. Nous effectuons la validation au fur et à mesure que les demandes sont reçues des candidats. Once approved by headquarters, candidates are immediately notified, as are our EDAs on the ground. As soon as they receive this approval, they can begin campaigning in the ridings. The candidate selection meeting will be held between May 7th and May 13th. Les assemblées d'investiture où les membres de la communauté vont choisir les candidats doit être tenue entre le 7 mai et le 13 mai prochain. Par la suite, nous allons effectuer les rapports pour Élections Canada. Essentiellement, comme Maxime vous l'a déjà exprimé, le PPC sera prêt pour l'élection générale. The PPC is on target and will be ready for the general elections. Thank you.
Merci. Merci, Joanne. Thank you very much. If you have some questions.
Maxime, yeah. I'm just curious about this. I don't know if you've been watching the Alberta election.
Yeah.
But just recently, Jason Kenney's party lost yet another candidate after Facebook posts and social media posts appeared. And one of his responses was he may be considering that the party put together a database of people with extremist views, however you define that. So the party will maintain a database of people with extremist views, and those people will not be allowed to join the United Conservative Party. Presumably your opponents are going to do the same thing with all of your candidates, stroll through Facebook pages. We've already seen some evidence of that. A database perhaps, or how will you protect your party and your party's name against this sort of attack from your opponents?
We did more than all the other political parties because we did that for our executive of our riding association all across the country. So we put resources to be sure that these people who represent our party in their community also share our values and our program and our platform. So we're the first political party at the federal level to do that. We did a background check on them. We also look at their media, their social media, and we were asking them also their name that they use on Facebook, their name that they use on Twitter. So we did that, and that's why that was a lot of work. So our people who are sitting in the riding association and part of the riding association executive, we did that. So, and we'll do the same thing for our candidates also. I was very clear. You know, people who don't share our values, they're not welcome in this party. And as a party and at the headquarters, we did everything to be sure that we have the right people who share our values with us.
And I just wondered, as you look at the backgrounds of your volunteers, your candidates, of course, many assume they may have been associated, like you were, with the Conservative Party of Canada. Yeah. But I wonder if you could maybe just give us a sense of some of the other provincial parties that your candidates and volunteers had been associated with, or have they been involved with Liberals or Greens, or could you give me a sense of that?
But as you know, Corneliu was a former member of Parliament, and he wanted to be our candidate. I told him that he must do like everybody to go on our website, and there's a questionnaire over there for every person that want to be our candidates. So we are attracting people coming from the Conservative Party of Canada, coming from different backgrounds. That's the most important for us is these people must share our values. So, you know, when I'm traveling across the country and meeting our members, There's a lot of people who are new in politics in our party. That's why Joanne had to develop some toolkits for them. But that's great also. You know, these people wanted to be part of our party, of our movement. And as you know, 30% of the population didn't vote at the last election. So if we can have only half of these people coming with us and working with us and voting for us, we can be a huge difference in a couple of months from now.
Êtes-vous déçu ou un peu inquiet de votre parti, sa position dans les sondages actuellement? 2,8 selon ce que je voyais ce matin.
Non. Non, absolument pas. On regarde juste les résultats qu'on a eus dans les élections partielles. À Burnaby South, 10,6 le total des votes qu'on a reçus, c'est 5,6 après seulement 5 mois. Notre défi, c'est d'être présent dans les médias, présent dans les réseaux sociaux. Et là, on est en train de bâtir le parti. Et il va y avoir plusieurs porte-paroles du parti d'ici, comme l'a bien dit Joanne, d'ici la mi-mai, on devrait avoir plus de 260 candidats nommés et approuvés par le siège social. Ça va faire d'autant plus de personnes qui vont parler et exprimer les idées du Parti populaire dans leur circonscription. Ça va nous aider. Non, nous, on bâtit un parti, on crée l'histoire actuellement. On écrit une page d'histoire, il faut en être conscient. Ce parti a été créé le 14 septembre dernier et après 6 mois, nous sommes rendus où on est très fiers.
Avez-vous un objectif quant au nombre de sièges que vous espérez?
Je ne sais pas qu'est-ce qui peut arriver. La population décidera, mais quand je regarde dans les sondages, 52 de la population, dans les sondages publics, publiés, parce que comme vous savez, on ne fait pas de sondage, nous, au Parti populaire, on ne fait pas de focus group. On est trop préoccupés et empressés de parler de notre plateforme, et c'est ce qu'on fait. C'est pour ça qu'on fait de la politique différemment. Mais si je regarde les sondages publics, 52 de la population sont prêts à voter pour un nouveau parti à la prochaine élection. Donc, c'est très encourageant pour nous. Il s'agit d'être présent, il s'agit de parler le plus possible de nos idées sur différentes plateformes, et c'est ce qu'on fait.
Mr. Bernier, how come you will point out on Twitter when there's an Islamic attack or Islamic extremists commit some attack and kills groups of people, but you won't condemn this man who killed a bunch of Muslims in New Zealand?
I said what I had to say on Twitter, and I think I was very clear about that. That's a new policy. You know, I'm not playing politics with these horrible tragedy that happened. And, you know, Justin Trudeau has been shameless exploiting the New Zealand massacre tragedy that happened to score political points. After a week, he's still speaking about that in Israeli and try to score political points. We don't do that. You know, I'm a politician that is working in Canada, and that's our position. And I was very clear about that. I don't have the intention to play politics with these horrible tragedy.
But what do you say to those who say that's just stoking hate and fear, the fact that you won't come out and condemn that?
That's not our position, you know. I said to everybody that if you want to be part of this party, if you want to be members of this party, you must share our values. And, you know, we're not for mass immigration, we're not for open borders, but we're not also against immigration. Our position on that subject is we want just fewer immigrants, 250,000 a year. And I think we need to question that right now. It is important. So people who don't share our values, they can create their own party. They're not welcome in our party.
Do you still maintain your position that Canada's signature on the UN Global Migration Compact is something that's binding? Is that still your position?
Yes, I say it is. I didn't say that. I know that it is not binding. So, but what is the goal to sign an agreement if you don't want to follow it? So the question is it binding or not? If the Canadian government want to sign that, it's because they want to go on with that and respect that agreement. So for me, I know that we won't have a UN civil servant in Canada that will write our immigration law. We won't have that. I understand that. That will be the Canadian government that will do everything to be in line with the UN. What I'm saying, I want our country to keep our sovereignty on that and decide it. And, you know, the goal is to control our borders and control our immigration policies like we did in the past.
Could I just ask just more of the candidate development process? If I might be thinking of being a candidate in any party, I might want to look at a party platform or understand how the platform will be developed.
Yeah.
Could you speak a bit about what the platform that you'll present to Canadians? How will you go about developing, and how will candidates know what will or won't be in that platform?
Yeah, I think we're the only political party at the federal scene that we have a full platform. You go on the website, peoplespartyofcanada.ca, and you'll see our platform. What I'm saying to candidates, if you share our principles, individual freedom, personal responsibility, fairness and respect, and look at our policies that are in line with these principles, you will come in our party. You know, we want to do bold reform, and we have to explain that to the population, and that's a big challenge. So these people who share our values are welcome, and if they want to be candidates, and that's why we're launching that process today, they can go on our website, peoplespartyofcanada.ca. There's a questionnaire over there. That's the first step, and after that, we'll share that with the riding association, and as soon if we have two candidates in one riding, we'll have a nomination, and you have the time for the nomination. It will be before the end of May. So it's a grassroots party. It's a grassroots movement. We're working with our volunteers all across the country. And my message for a Canadian who want to be a part of this party and a candidate, you just have to go on the website and sharing or looking at our platform. And that platform, it is very popular, and I'm very, because it is a coherent platform, and we are the only principal alternative to the Trudeau's government.
And just on, you may have seen, I think most political parties, most mainstream political parties, are taking some steps to encourage that their candidates, in terms of their gender background, their ethnic background, reflect Canada. So in Northeast Calgary, we'd like to see some Sikh candidates. We'd like to see a certain number of female candidates. Leaders are taking different approaches to that. Do you think that's important, that your candidate list reflect the diverse makeup of the country? If so, are you going to encourage, how are you going to encourage, as I say female candidates, for example?
Yeah, I hope that our candidates will represent our country. And but you know, we are asking everybody if they want to be part of that in that party, of that process, they will come. We won't do anything special to attract people with different background. I think these people are coming right now. If you go and see at our rallies that I did all across the country, we have people from different background, different origin, all Canadians, all proud Canadians. So we'll see what will happen. I hope that we'll have a huge diversity of candidates, but you know, that will be our members who will decide. I won't impose anything coming from the head office. It's a grassroots party, and our members, if we have two candidates, will have to decide. But I hope we'll have a diversity of candidates, yes, with different background, absolutely.
Heard from any senators that might want to join your party?
No, I didn't do anything. I didn't call my former MP colleagues. I didn't call my former senators. Sorry, we're too focused to work and build this party. As you know, during the leadership campaign, I had only 6 Conservative members of Parliament that supported me on 98 Conservative members. But you know, I respect them. They decided to stay and in the Conservative Party of Canada. I respect them, but I don't have any time to waste to call them. I'm too busy to build this party, and that's going well.
Vous parliez tout à l'heure de sondage. Vous dites que les gens commencent à être intéressés par votre parti, par rapport aux conservateurs, mais si on regarde les sondages, M. Scheer est maintenant en avance dans la plupart des sondages. Il dépasse M. Trudeau. Comment expliquez-vous cette recrudescence de l'intérêt envers les conservateurs que vous avez quittés?
Bien, je pense que, comme vous savez, la plupart du temps, c'est les gouvernements qui se battent eux-mêmes. Et le fait que M. Scheer est plus élevé dans les sondages, et je vous ferai remarquer qu'il est dans la marge d'erreur actuellement à 3% de plus. Donc, rien n'est acquis pour lui. Et donc, moi, je vous dis qu'il profite maintenant du scandale SNC-Lavalin. Moi, je dis aux gens, si vous voulez un vrai changement à Ottawa, il faut arrêter le capitalisme de copinage. C'est ça, le scandale SNC-Lavalin. C'est M. Trudeau et le Parti libéral qui veulent avoir des votes au Québec en donnant des privilèges à une corporation. Pour nous, ça a été bien clair. aucune entreprise, aucune compagnie est au-dessus de la loi. Et nous, il n'y aura pas de possibilité de faire du capitalisme de copinage ou bien d'aider nos amis parce qu'on veut abolir toutes les subventions aux entreprises et terminer les privilèges que les entreprises ont.
Dans quelle mesure ça vous nuit? Parce que lorsque M. Trudeau était bien en avance dans les sondages, les gens qui sont d'allégeance plus de droite pouvaient se dire, bah, écoutez, on va donner une chance à M. Bernier. De toute façon, on va se retrouver avec des libéraux au pouvoir. Là, maintenant que M. Scheer semble être en position de peut-être former le pouvoir, est-ce que ça va pas peut-être amener des gens à dire non, je ne vais pas aller perdre mon vote avec M. Bernier?
Non, je pense que c'est complètement... C'est le contraire. C'est que si M. Scheer est en avance, l'argument de diviser le vote conservateur ne tient plus. M. Scheer est capable lui-même de battre les libéraux si on regarde les sondages actuels. Mais nous, je dis, on peut avoir la balance du pouvoir, on peut être l'alternative. J'étais en Alberta, on a fait un rallye, on a eu plus de 450 personnes à Edmonton. Et les gens m'ont posé la question par rapport à la division du vote, les gens là-bas en Alberta, à Edmonton. Et je leur ai répondu, il n'y a pas de question de diviser le vote ici en Alberta. Il n'y a aucune possibilité que M. Trudeau, logiquement, ait plus de sièges en Alberta. Donc, je dis aux Albertains, si vous voulez voter pour un parti conservateur, votez pour un vrai parti qui défend des valeurs conservatrices, le Parti populaire, et non pas pour un parti conservateur qui est faux, qui est un parti centriste, pragmatique, comme a dit M. Scheer. Donc, pour nous, la priorité, c'est de parler de nos idées et de demander aux gens de voter pour leurs valeurs, voter pour eux-mêmes, voter pour ce qu'ils croient et non pas voter contre quelque chose. On leur demande à la prochaine campagne électorale de voter pour leurs valeurs et ça va faire la différence. Je pense qu'on peut, si on a le succès qu'on s'attend à voir. On regarde qu'est-ce qui se passe un peu partout en Amérique et puis aussi en Europe. Les partis d'allégeance populaire sont plus populaires. Et nous, moi, je dis qu'on est un parti, le Parti populaire du Canada, on est basé sur des principes clairs, mais on fait de la politique intelligente. Et on s'adresse non pas à l'émotion des gens, mais à l'intelligence des gens. Et ça, c'est nouveau en politique. Et je pense que lorsqu'il y a 52 % des gens qui sont prêts à voter pour un nouveau parti, je pense qu'il y a un avenir très prometteur pour nous dans les prochains mois. Merci. Il y a de last one?
Oui, en fait, sur le questionnaire que ceux qui veulent être candidats pour votre parti doivent remplir, savoir un peu plus comment ça fonctionne. Est-ce qu'il y a, est-ce qu'il y a une mauvaise réponse, aussitôt s'il y a une mauvaise réponse à une certaine question, ils sont écartés? Est-ce que c'est un système de pointage? Comment ça fonctionne en général?
C'est pas un système de pointage. Il y a une série de questions et on veut voir l'implication des gens dans leur communauté. Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait? Est-ce qu'ils sont appuyés par les gens de leur communauté? Donc, il faut qu'ils nous démontrent. Également, on leur demande de s'expliquer, à savoir pourquoi est-ce qu'ils veulent se joindre au parti. Donc, c'est ça. On va regarder dans l'ensemble des choses. Et puis, il y a également, comme Maxime a mentionné, un système de validation. Donc, on fait une recherche des médias sociaux, exemple. Ils doivent aussi fournir
la preuve qu'ils n'ont pas de casier judiciaire.
Casier judiciaire, c'est ça. Donc, des trucs comme ça. Donc, il y a des éléments de base, mais également, on veut voir l'intérêt qu'ils ont pour le parti, puis dans leur communauté.
Et ça sera analysé par un comité au siège social, c'est ça?
Juste en revenant à la question de mon collègue David sur le fait que vous ne recherchez pas nécessairement à promouvoir la diversité, vous allez prendre ce que ça va donner. Si jamais, à la fin, vous arrivez avec un parti où il y a 80 % des candidats, c'est des hommes blancs de 50 ans, vous faites quoi?
Ça me surprendrait. Premièrement, ça me surprendrait beaucoup parce que à nos rallyes, on est des gens qui, comme je disais tantôt, qui sont de différents backgrounds, différentes origines. Ça me surprendrait. On va voir une bonne un bon aperçu de ça vers la mi-mai. C'est là qu'on aura nos candidats. Mais si on regarde la formation de nos exécutifs actuellement au parti, c'est varié, tant des hommes que des femmes, des plus jeunes, des plus vieux. Ça fait que ça me donne peut-être une idée de nos candidats. Si vous regardez sur Internet, vous pouvez aller voir, il y en a déjà 121 sur le site d'Élections Canada qui ont été analysés. Les gens sont là et vous allez voir. Si je regarde la formation de nos exécutifs actuellement, c'est un beau mix d'hommes et de femmes, de plus vieux, de plus jeunes. Et j'espère bien que nos candidats soient la même chose.
May I ask one more question? Recent polls after the SNC-Lavalin affair showed that the Liberals are having some significant trouble, at least right now, and that the Conservatives are gaining traction given what's come out in the news recently. What do you, since you are a former Conservative and a lot of your supporters so far perhaps may have come from that party and be a part of the Conservative base, what do you have to say to your former colleagues who might be concerned that you might end up splitting the vote in some very close ridings and end up giving the Liberals more support? What do you say to that?
So I don't agree with you, the premise of your question, saying that most of my support will come from Conservative. That's not the case. Actually, around 35% of our supporters are people who didn't vote at the last election. They are coming with us because they don't believe in politicians anymore, and they want a real change in this country based on principle. So that's new people that didn't vote. We have also the president of our riding association in Newfoundland voted for the NDP for the last 10 years, and I told him, "What are you doing in my party? Did you read my platform?" And he said, "Yes, Maxime, I'm with you because you want to end corporate welfare, and that's very important for me. And at the same time, you want to end the cartel for milk, dairy, and poultry. And Canadian consumers, Canadian families will save $800 a year. So that's important. That's hurting the poor in this country." So because of these two policies, that person is with me and will fight and is part of our riding association. We have also people who voted for Jean Chrétien and Paul Martin, liberals, that wanted a balanced budget and lower taxes. Now they don't recognize themselves in the Liberals Party in the Socialist Liberal Party of Canada. So we are attracting not only conservative people who voted conservative, but people from different political backgrounds, and that's great. So we are creating a new culture in our party right now and in Canada. So that's why, the best score that we had, that was not in a conservative party. The best score that we had at the last election was in Burnaby South. It's an NDP riding. And we had 10% of the votes over there. And in a conservative riding in York Simcoe, we had only 2% of the votes. So, I don't agree with you that our votes will come mostly from the conservative. And so we'll do our best to have great candidates. We have great ideas, and we'll see what will happen.
So would you say that that's who you're most trying to appeal to, the people who haven't voted before or perhaps are...
I hope so, yes, because 30% of them didn't vote. Only 70% of the population voted at the last election. So if I can have 30%, I will start in the poll at that 30%. So that's important. People who are fed up with politicians are saying something a day and the opposite the other day. People who are fed up with politicians that said that, yes, we will balance the budget like Justin Trudeau in 2019, and now we don't have a balanced budget. People want a politician that will answer the question without pandering to special interest group, that will not also try to please everybody. And there's no political correctness for us. There's no taboo subject. We are saying what need to be done in this country with the real bold reform at the federal level for a freer and a more prosperous country, and people appreciate that. And what I'm saying actually right now, I said that since the last 10 years, and people appreciate that. They appreciate the authenticity of our campaign. Go on our website. Our platform is based on speeches that they delivered the last 10 years. And because I believe in that, and I'm here for more freedom, less government, and I don't believe that a big, fat government is the solution in this country. I don't believe that a government that is interfering in the provincial jurisdiction is good for the country. I don't think that the traditional political parties have the solution for the unity of our country. When in Western Canada, they want pipelines and they want a change in the equalization formula, and the main parties, they don't want to speak about that. That's a shame. That's a shame. I'm the only one who said, and I'm saying that since a long time, that we must change the equalization formula, being less generous, giving the right incentive to my province in Quebec and other provinces to develop their own natural resources. We must do that. We must use the Constitution, if necessary, to impose, yes, I'm using the word impose, to impose a pipeline on BC, on Quebec, after consultation, if necessary. It's in the Constitution, the section 9210. I'm the only one who say that. That's a solution. You know, I'm not proud that in Alberta right now at the provincial level, they have a political party that fight for the independence, equality of independence. You know, I'm coming from Quebec. I know what it is. So, and the other traditional parties, they don't want to speak about that. If you want to keep that party united, you need to speak about it. That's why we have a lot of support coming from different people that voted for different political parties.
And can I just ask one more quick follow-up?
Yeah.
You said there'll be no, if I remember correctly, you said that there's no concern about political correctness, as you just mentioned. What do you mean by that?
Well, speaking the truth. Speaking the truth. I just told you that, you know, I'll give you an example. I was in New Brunswick. I did a rally over there. And after that, I did an interview with CBC the morning after. The lady asked me, Mr. Bernier, did you speak about the equalization during your rally? I said, yes. She said, okay, our interview, it's only 6 minutes. It will be about that. The first question was, so why are you here in New Brunswick? I said, you know, I want to have more support. I want to find good candidates. And did you speak about equalization formula in the rally? I said, yes. I said, what do you want to do? You know, I want to change the formula. I want to have a formula that would be fair, and I want to cut the equalization, the money that we're giving from the equalization money, less money from the equalization formula. And she said, do you realize that, you know, you're in New Brunswick, you're saying that to people in New Brunswick, and at our provincial level, 40%, Mr. Bernier, 40%, and she was right, 40% of our budget is coming from the equalization money. So you want to cut 40% of our budget at the provincial level, and you think you'll have vote here. I said, yes, you're right. You're right. We'll do that on a transition period, but you know, you need to give the right incentive to your province, to my province, to develop their own natural resources. And people understand that. People in New Brunswick, like in Quebec, they're proud. They're proud Canadians, and they're not proud when they're in a poor province receiving equalization money. And I told her, do you know Premier Egan said the same thing. He said, the Ottawa must cut the equalization money. So I'm not the only one, and it's very courageous for him. So that's what I'm telling you when I'm telling you, no more political correctness and saying the things that must be said. But yes, the equalization will be there. It's part of our Constitution. Equalization formula will be there, but we need to change the formula. It's not fair that the energy coming from hydroelectricity, it is not part of the equalization formula, but the energy coming from oil and gas, it is part of the equalization formula. So we need to change that, and I'm the only one to speak about it. Yes, we need to be less generous, but this government will always, not this government, the People's Party government will always have money to give money to poor provinces, but also will give less money, and like that, they'll be able to develop their own natural resources, like the Premier in New Brunswick said. So that's an example of not trying to be politically correct. And people are intelligent, and that's why I'm telling you, I'm not speaking to the emotion of people. I'm speaking to their intelligence. And that's why we have a platform, and we need to speak about that. The more people understand our platform, the better it will be for us. So that's why I started to campaign as soon as I resigned in the Conservative Party of Canada. We have a platform, we're speaking about it, and that's why we're able to have more than 300 people every time at our rallies. Can you believe that? We're not in election campaign, and it's a new party, and we have 300 people in Alberta that are coming to listen to a guy from Quebec with a French accent, speaking about equalization, speaking about freedom, speaking about less government, speaking about bold reform. So something is happening in this country, and we can make a big difference. Merci. Thank you very much.